What's going on, everyone? My name is Comic Saint, and this is my new YouTube channel where I'm going to be documenting my journey into comics. I really didn't get into comics like that until recently, like this summer, honestly. I've always loved superheroes and stuff like that, and like Star Wars has always been my crutch since like a little kid. But I've never really had the access to comic books, so now I'm finally older, have the time and whatnot. I'm starting to get into comics, and I wanted to document that process, or not necessarily that process, but more so the journey. So to start off the channel, I wanted to show you guys everything I read in the month of August. August was definitely my heaviest comic month to date. I've definitely bought the most comics, read the most comics. So that's enough of that. Let's get into the actual video, and let's get into all the comics that I read this month. So starting us off, I tried to organize it a little bit, actually, matter of fact. I got this pile first. I wanted to go over this pile because this is basically all the same thing. This is going to be pretty much all the same Green Lantern run. So I'm going to start us out with single issues, and then I'll grab my trades, and then we'll go through the trades. But to start out, I want to do single issues. So to start out, we got Green Lantern, the current run by Jeremy Adams, I believe. So that's 19, or that was 20, sorry. This is 19. I also read, and then tying in with that series, we have Green Lantern Corps, number 1, number 2, number 3. Hopefully you guys can see these well. Honestly, I'm kind of winging it on this whole camera setup. I plan on getting a tripod if I actually stick to making these videos, but until then, we're kind of going to be moving around. Same thing with the room. Still haven't really decorated or anything like that. That needs to be done. But continuing on with these comics, now that we're outside the Green Lantern stuff, although there is more Green Lantern stuff to come, I'm not gonna lie. We got Absolute Superman number 9 and number 10. This series has been, come on, man. If you're into comics, you already know. Even if you're not into comics, I'm sure you've heard about the Absolute series, because that's honestly how I got introduced into comics. Next up, speaking about the Absolute series, we got Absolute Green Lantern. Some people have been not liking that series as much. I personally like it a lot. I just agree with a lot of the sentiment of that. It's pretty slow-paced for being a short series, or because I believe it's only going up to maybe 9 issues or something like that. I know I got announced that it was like a shorter series, but going on with one of the best series in Absolute, which is Absolute Martian Manhunter. So I read number 6 this month, and I've read the whole series, but I only read 6 this month. But I read 1 through 5 in the following months. Flash number 6 is all Absolute. I guess I put all the Absolutes on the top. Honestly, this issue of Flash probably made it my least favorite Absolute run. It's not necessarily bad. It's just it kind of suffers the same thing from the Green Lantern, that it's really slow pacing, but a lot less is happening in the Flash. I don't know if that really makes sense, but Wonder Woman number 6. Unfortunately, I can't find number 7. I know the trade just came out, that's 1 through 7, but I would feel kind of silly just getting it for number 7. But I might have to, because I cannot find number 7, and I'm kind of lazy about ordering it. Here Comes the Bad Guys, Red Skull. I have the rest of the series except for Abomination. I just haven't read it yet. Except we got Captain America. This run has been really good. If you haven't read that, I would definitely suggest that. I'm not even a big Captain America fan. Ultimate Wolverine number 6 variant cover. I love this variant cover. If you don't know who that is, I mean, you should know who that is, but I don't want to spoil it, more than the cover already does. Up next, we got Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. This series has been pretty good. It's nice seeing him as in Miles Morales, team up with all the different teams in the Ultimate, sort of, so far in a way. Ultimate's number 15. I was expecting a little bit more from this issue, but it still was a banger. New History of the DC Universe. I need to catch up on these. I think there's 4. This is obviously number 1. I just have so many other series that I think I should prioritize over this. Battle Beast number 2. This is another one like the Wonder Woman. I can't find 3. 3 just, I guess it was like short printed or something like that, and I just can't find it. I've been on the hunt for it though. And same thing with this one, Batman and Robin, Jason Todd, number 1. I just haven't been able to find number 2. Like number 2 just doesn't exist, I guess, around me. Again, I know I can order it, but I don't know. I'm kind of weird about ordering it. A lot of times I see that it's like more expensive or something like that. I was told that it was like a manufacturer thing or like a shipment thing sometimes, so hopefully I just get lucky with that. We got Imperial. Is this number 2? Yeah, number 2. So I don't have number 1, but I read it on Marvel Unlimited, which is where I read a majority of my Marvel stuff. It isn't brand new, so that's why you won't see a ton of Marvel things. Mainly just the very current runs, just because I don't know, I feel a bit silly reading or buying trades and single issues of something that I'm paying for monthly, and I can just read it on there. But anyways, we got Battle Beast number 1. Again, I'm hunting for that 3. I want to get 4, but I don't know. I feel weird getting 4 without having 3. And we got Fantastic Four number 1. Not the biggest fan of the series. I got 1 and 2. And I might pick it up again if I have like a week that's super light and I've caught up on my other stuff. Wolverine number 1. I think this was a reprinting of Chris Claremont's run. I'm not too sure, but I know that this isn't an ongoing series, but it is a variant cover, and I love the cover. It was a cool story, though. Very cool story. I enjoyed it. This is probably one of my sleeper picks. If I were to suggest anything that isn't like super popular or in the main line, it would be Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League. I was super surprised of how they took the story in number 1. I mean, I don't know much about Cheetah, and all I know about Cheshire is Young Justice. So I didn't really know what to expect, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. We got Titans Annual 1. I got this before I even knew what, or like really understood what annuals were. So I just saw Titans number 1 and I assumed it was number 1 in the series, to my disappointment. We got Absolute Batman number 11. This series is a banger, man. Again, like the Superman one, I'm sure you've heard of it. That one is one of the main reasons I'm reading comics right now. But here we go. Another Bring On the Bad Guys, Loki. So I guess I read Red Skull and Loki. And then I have Doom, Dormammu, Mephisto. I believe there's another one. I don't have Abomination. I have those other 3, though. I believe there's another one. I think I'm missing it. Here is number 2 of the Fantastic Four. Honestly, the reason why I picked up number 2 was for these covers, so I could have one of Johnny and one of Shala Ball, I think she's called. And then we have JSA number 1. I picked up number 1, read it, enjoyed it, and just decided that I'm going to pick it up in trade because I kind of started running into the same issue of not being able to find like 3s or 4s. Like I would just kind of look through boxes to see if they had them, and it was always very sporadic of what they had, so I'm just going to pick that up in trade eventually. Next up, we got Justice League Red. Had no clue what to expect, no idea who like half these characters were other than like Power Girl and Red Tornado, but that series is pretty good. I'm pretty excited for number 2. Another one, Superman, the Kryptonium Spectrum. Yep, Kryptonium Spectrum. The creators of these created, is it called Ice Cream Man? Something like that. A comic I haven't read, but I've heard is very well regarded, and I believe it because I wasn't crazy about the art in the previews, but after reading this, actually reading it, seeing the art, I really, really enjoyed it. It is a DC Black Label, so correct me if I'm wrong, Black Label is kind of like not non-canon, but like they're elsewhere stories, not main continuity, if that makes sense. And next up, we got Space Ghost number 1. I'm gonna be honest, I was not a fan of this comic. I mainly picked it up because I recognized Space Ghost from his Adult Swim show. I think it was like Coast to Coast something. It was like a weird talk show host show. So I just wanted to see what it was. Not really my thing. I didn't really get into it, but I don't know. I might reread it at some point, give it a second try, because this next comic I felt kind of the same way. Not this exact issue, but Imperial War number 1. My first read through, I wasn't really too sure about it, but after reading 2 and 3 and this one, or just, have I read 2? I read 2, but I don't know if I read 3. But I read Black Panther, I got She-Hulk, and Exiles. I think 3 already came out, I'm not sure. Next up, we got Batman and Robin number 20. This is following up to a trade that I read. Anyways, Superman Unlimited. I like this run. This is my first pickup for Superman outside of the trade that we're going to get into after watching the movie. So I've been trying to get into Mr. Terrific, but like Wonder Woman number 7 and Battle Beast number 3, that thing just does not exist. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to read that. I'm just going to wait for trade. Next up, we got Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. I expected this issue to be slower, and it kind of was slower. Nonetheless, it's still great. It was amazing. I really like that run, and I'm kind of Spider-Man burnt out because I feel like everything I've consumed in Heroes has always revolved around Spider-Man. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This isn't like, I don't know. I like it. Because I was reading the Amazing Spider-Man, the run that just came out, and after like 2 issues, I kind of just got bored. Next up, we got another DC Black Label, the Immortal Legend Batman. I was very unsure about this. It looked kind of like too futuristic for me, kind of mechy in a way, super like power suit. But after reading it, I thought it was super interesting. Super interesting. Next up, we got Black Cat number 1. It's not a bad comic. But for me personally, where they set up the story to go, spoiler warning. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Spoiler warning for Black Cat. That should be enough time to click off if you really wanted to click off. But the way it ended off, basically, it's coinciding with the Spider-Man run I was just talking about, that I read 2 issues of, which is the current Spider-Man run. And she's basically stepping up to be a hero to kind of fill in for the more street level stuff that's going on, I guess, because Superman's too busy for it, like his common. So it kind of seemed like she was just going to step in, fill in, do like more street level stuff. And while I'm not saying that isn't interesting, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like reading that. Because I could just go read an older Spider-Man that's more like street focused, or just pick up the current run and see what's going on or pulling him away from the streets. He definitely seemed a lot more stoic. He showed up in the issue and literally didn't say a word, just pulled up Aura farmed on Black Cat and some of the villains and just dipped. Like, I was like, all right. But anyways, moving on. Exquisite Corpses. I wasn't too sure about this. This was like one of my first really, I don't want to say out there indie, because I don't feel like it's even that out there. It's still Image Comics, but it was my first story that wasn't like superhero based or like powers based for all I know so far. But it was interesting. I really liked it. I like how it's involved with the US. It's kind of like a Hunger Games type thing. I don't want to say Squid Games because it's not really like Squid Games, but more so like the government, whatever. If you haven't read it, I would definitely suggest it. It's super interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets turned into a show or some type of animated series here in the near future. And yeah, I was right earlier. Imperial number 3. I don't know how I forgot about this cover. I love this cover. My boy Nova. I need to read more stuff about Nova, but I've always liked him in the animated. And last but not least, for the single issues, we have All New Spider-Gwen. This is the comic that kind of made me not want to read Black Cat, because it's, I don't want to say it's a similar story, but it's kind of like a similar setup in a way. Not really. I don't know how to describe it, but something about like this Spider-Gwen series is pulling me more towards it. Well, I guess the villain. I know who the villain is going to be, but I'm just much more interested in the Spider-Gwen than I am the Black Cat. I got the trades. Hopefully this is a good camera angle because I've recorded all this without actually checking the camera angle. Like I tested it a couple times, but not this exact video. If it's not, we ball. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm gonna do this over again. I've recorded like it was the TikTok. The TikTok took me forever, so let's get into these trades. Some of these I'm kind of cheating. I started them in July, but maybe finished them in August. Honestly, there's only two that I'm kind of like, maybe it was August, maybe it wasn't, but it was definitely the end of July into August. But these were definitely in August. So first up, we got Far Sector. Again, I'm eating up this Green Lantern stuff. If you have not read this is a pretty fun story. And next up, we got All-Star Superman. Again, another great read. This made me interested in Superman. Before this comic, I kind of felt the same way about Spider-Man, where like I just seen him so much in comic-related stuff and like movies and stuff like that, that like I wanted to explore other things getting into comics. But after reading this, I was like, no, I got to read as much Superman as possible. My most recent read, The New Gods, loved it. Amazing. Art, amazing. The story. I mean, I instantly picked up the two new drops or single issues following this trade. Yeah, I'm eating it up. If you hear my dog panting, my fault. It's getting a little hot in the room. My sidekick Luna Schnell. Next up, we got Void Rivals, another indie read. This was super cool. Next up, we got Justice League Unlimited #1. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love the team. He was up to. Next up, we got Batman and Robin Memento. I feel like I keep saying this, but this book was so good. Anyways, moving on. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. We got Batgirl. This was another one I waited for trade. I wasn't too sure. I didn't know much about Cassandra Cain. She had maybe like, I could probably count them on my hand how many scenes in Young Justice she had, and obviously she had no lines. But this was great. Coming up with Nightwing. This was great as well. I need to pick up the rest. One of the two main LCSs that I go to had the entire run when I picked up the first one, and then I went like a couple weeks later, and they were all gone. They only had one in like 5. So I'm just waiting to see when they pick up 2 again, or if I have to order it. Here we got another Image comic, Radiant Black. It was good. It was pretty good. I like seeing the origin. I wasn't ready for I'm not gonna say too much, but last series, which is all 4 trades belong to the same series. We got Green Lantern Volume 1. It's 2. No, I believe this is 3. Oh no. Green Lantern Volume 2. 3, and Green Lantern Corps Volume 4. This series has been my absolute favorite series. I think this is the furthest I've reached into like a single series, reading 4 volumes, 2 different single issue series, and that is everything for the month of August that I read. I know I yapped my ass off, but it's probably going to take me a couple videos to really get a good grip of like how I want to structure this and everything. But I think I did it quick enough that we can get into my pickups of today.